I like to keep shit set up. I like shit to be I like everything organized. That's why I type these essays out and shit or whatever. I be having to think critically because I really like to just drive home the full point. Because what I notice with a lot of people who do these spiritual explain videos, a lot of times they do them off the top of their head. A lot of times they be hidden though, right? But the thing about it is it be something that be missing. Me, I can do all this shit off the top of my head, but I really would rather for everybody to get the point, not just only me explaining it. Only few people get it because some more people are more visual learners, right? That's why I type all this shit up or whatever, and I got plenty of shit saved from over the years, all throughout my phone and shit. I got stuff saved. But listen, so I really want everybody to really understand all of my YouTube videos, so y'all ass can just get it, so everybody ain't confused, whatever. And listen, I do birth charts, all that shit. But now let's get into numerology, right? So now numerology explains. So now numerology, especially when viewed through a philosophical lens, can give a deep understanding into how and why numbers might affect us, right? So you gotta remember, y'all, at its core, basically numerology is rooted in the idea that numbers as abstract symbols, you know what I'm saying, are not really basically just tools, right? You know what I'm saying, for like counting them, measuring and shit, but they really do carry deeper spiritual and more energetic significance, right? So the essence of numerology is really damn type. Hold on, put that right there. It's really damn. Hold up. Well, I be thinking I be hitting this shit so professional. It's really that numbers represent patterns, right? You know what I'm saying? Vibrations and the archetypical forces that influence our lives, shaping our experience, personalities, and even the course of our destinies, right? So here is a philosophical exploration of why and how numerology might affect us, right? So for those y'all who don't understand all that shit I just wrote, let me break it down to y'all. Basically, everything in the universe, right, have numbers. Numbers is the language that everybody know. You might speak English. This person over here from Russia. This person over here from Africa. But guess what? When we see numbers, we all understand what one is. We understand what two is. We understand what three, four, five is. Numbers in and of itself is basically a universal language as far as that we know, right? Everybody understand what numbers is, what numbers represent, right? You see what I'm saying? You can say uno, you can say two, you can say dos, however the fuck you want to say it. But when you see the actual physical number, all of us know what that shit actually means, right? So think about it. That's a one common factor, right? But you got to remember. So in essence, what I'm basically trying to tell y'all that these numbers hold not just like I'm finna count this or I'm finna see how big this is or whatever. No, it's also like an ancient, you know what I'm saying, like spiritual signature that is attached to these numbers, right? Think about it. We got days of the week, we got days in the year, we got hours. Numbers are all around us, real shit. So and you gotta remember, it makes it. The computer y'all watch me on was built, you know what I'm talking about, through mathematics. The majority of everything y'all get was built through either simple mathematics or you know what I'm saying, extreme mathematics, right? Like shit, it's as simple as like building a damn chair. Let me get these two sticks. Let me cut them at a certain length. Let me look at it, see how they match up. So if I put this flat board on top of them, the damn thing won't fall off. Everything is literally like a mathematic process. The majority of things is right. You know what I'm saying? Especially from a biological lens or whatever, or I think it's something else other than biological. Correct me if I'm wrong. I might just be saying some shit thinking I'm smart, which I am actually extremely smart. But yeah, so y'all, so I want y'all to really get at these numbers are just more, right? But now I'm finna explain all this shit more in depth, right? So now you gotta understand, right? So the premise of vibration and energy, right? So now at a fundamental level, y'all, this numerology is based off of the concept that everything in the universe, including human life, is energy, right? So you gotta remember, in a lot of ancient spiritual traditions, right, it's believed that energy vibrates at a specific frequency, right? Which is what I was just saying, right? And you gotta remember, and this includes the numbers themselves, just as different musical notes, you know, got different frequencies and impact the atmosphere. Numbers are seen as carrying specific vibrational frequencies that resonate with our being, right? Y'all understand that? So now, each number in numerology corresponds to an archetype or force that resonates with particular energies in the universe. For example, the number one is associated with leadership and independence, y'all, while the number two vibrates with the balance and partnership, right? These vibrations are thought to interact with our consciousness, right? Now, shaping the way that we perceive ourselves, others, and the world around us, right? So, in this way, the study of numerology can be seen as a form of tuning into the inherent vibrations that govern life, much like tuning an instrument to bring into harmony. And that's why every planet has, you know what I'm talking about? I mean, that's why every number has a planet to it, right? 1 through 9, yeah. Like one is the sun, two is what the moon, three is Jupiter, four in Vedic numerology is Rahu, right? But four in tropical, y'all say Uranus sometimes, I believe so. Five is Mercury, six is Venus, seven is Neptune in Western tropical, but K2 or the South Node in Vedic astrology. Oh, in number four is Rahu inside of Vedic. Vedic numerology. I think I said that. Eight is what Saturn, and nine is what Mars, right? 11, you know what I'm talking about? It's double ones, double sun energy, but the root foundation is two, which is ruled by the moon, right? And you can go on so forth and so forth, but everything come back to those traditional, you know what I'm talking about, 1 through 9 numbers, right? All energies gonna come right back to that, right? So now what you got, it's kind of crazy. I hope I ain't speaking out of turn, but like the 369 theory. See, I said everything come back within the actual nine range. I mean, I'm just keeping it real, right? So what y'all gotta understand is like, listen, even the day you're born, though, all this shit carries vibration. It carries, you know, just even thinking about something is a vibration, right? So when you see the number 1 million, it's a certain frequency that you know you can do something with that. Because when you see those different numbers, you realize, okay, I can't do, and I'm trying to explain it as easy as possible because I already know what all this shit means. You see $1 million versus $5, you got to remember your mind. You know what I'm talking about. Looks at both of those energetically different. Like the way rich people look at people who don't got as much money, energetically different, right? They feel like they're superior, even though there is no physical real linkage to show that they're superior, right? You know what I'm talking about? They just feel like that they have more money, they're more superior to you as a person, right? So you got to remember, what is that showing you? That the money or the numbers, I got so much of this, I got a vast number of this, it carries the energy signature, right? That's on that one aspect. However, we talking about how this shit really affect our lives, right? Now, so now let's keep going to it now. The universal. I just want to put that on the page. Let's put that on the page. Now, the universal laws of harmony and symmetry, right? So now you got to understand, y'all. Listen, many philosophical traditions from ancient Greek, Pythagorean. You know what I'm talking about. I'm from ancient Greek, Pythagorean thought to um, um, Vedic wisdom, right? You got to remember, proposed that the universe operates according to certain universal laws of harmony and symmetry, right? Think about it. Everything come back to them nine numbers, right? As far as planet wise. Now, traditional, original planet wise, not the when we get Pluto, Neptune, and they found not all that shit. No, we talking about traditional shit. So now the law of correspondence, right, as above, you know what I'm saying? So below is a principle that suggests that there is a fundamental symmetry between the macrocosm, right, which is like the overall universe, right, and the microcosm, right, which is like you, the individual, right? So you gotta remember, numerology aligns with this idea, implying that numbers govern the cosmos. Also, numbers that govern the cosmos also relate within us, right? Now let's just take a look. Look at all the different forms of numerology they got. Kabbalah numerology. What Kabbalah numerology is also quite mystical. In its essence, as it is said to have been originated from the Hebrew mystical science. Right? Y'all know what the Kabbalah book is. Real shit. You got to remember, it is one of the most known forms of numerology, and it is one of the most popular forms as well. I want everybody to understand this too, y'all. With any spirituality, popular don't always mean 100% authentic. Now, I'm not saying they shit fake, but I think a lot of people in spirituality just bank on whatever they really are emotionally attached to. Real shit. Tamil numerology, right? You know, it's also known as Vedic numerology, right? That's where my area of expertise really kind of lies. It, you know what I'm talking about? Western numerology, right? Real shit. Man, look at all this shit, man. Sun number numerology. Come on, the Chaldean numerology, alphabet numerology, man. Look at all this shit, right? Real talk. Look at all this shit. Numerology is everywhere. I want all y'all to understand this shit. Listen, these numbers rule over everything. And you see right here, you got the zodiac sign formation, and your ass got the actual numbers. I'm telling y'all, that's why every number rules the planet. real. I mean, every planet rules a number, right? Astrology is literally connected to the actual numbers, right? I'm just keeping that shit a buck. Most people don't really truly understand how serious, these metaphysical things actually are. That's why they ask thought to lack. That's why they ask don't. It be seem like they don't really be like. A lot of people think a lot of this shit is like bullshit and fake. And for those of y'all who know this shit is real, this shit is for real, right? So somebody might watch this video and be like, "Man, I don't really agree with that shit. I think numbers don't affect nothing." Good for you. The thing about it is that this is occult science. Not everybody is going to know it because not everybody should know it, right? The whole reason it being occult science is that like everybody not supposed to know it. So when we make these videos, it's not for everybody to get. There will be people who disagree with shit, but that's what it's supposed to be. Because just imagine the lack of morality when it comes to people. Man, they can easily like use all this shit, the magic, the numbers, the numerology to start like fucking people up. Doing all type of weird shit. Imagine motherfuckers able to commit crimes without them being tracked by using, number evil magic or zodiacal evil magic, which really does the fuck exist. That's why people don't need to know it. A lot of people do need to think that this shit is actually fake, right? You know what I'm talking about? And then the shit that I just said it is real. You know how hard it is to find that shit and how much trial and error you got to go through just to see if that shit actually works. I'm telling y'all, man, listen, people think numerology is fake, but clearly that shit, it's not fake at all. So now what you got to understand, now let's scroll down. Now listen, now numbers represent not just static mathematical concepts, but archetypical blueprints that exist both externally and within the human soul, right? So what you got to understand, y'all, listen. So now the life experiences, challenges, and growth patterns we go through are seen as reflections of these energetic blueprints, right? Now, just as seeds grow according to a specific pattern into a tree, our lives unfold according to the energy and vibration of our numerological essence. Now, I hope I ain't butchered this shit. So now, the meaning and significance that we attach to numbers, right? So now, one of the central philosophical ideas underpinning numerology is that we are meaning making beings, right? So our consciousness tends to search for like meaning in the world around us, y'all, and that's just a natural human state, right? You got to remember we're born, and the natural state of the human mind is curiosity, right? You know what I'm talking about? Curiosity, and then after that curiosity, creativity, right? That's how we done made so much shit. We wondered about what shit was, then we start making a whole bunch of different shit, right? You know what I'm talking about? So now, numbers being universal symbols offer framework which we can interpret, the seemingly chaotic and random events of life. Through numerology, we come to understand that the numbers we encounter are not just arbitrary. Damn, I be saying that, but my accent be fucking that word up, right? Arbitrary. I think I'm saying it correct because I know what it means in my mind, but my mouth and voice and shit. So they hold deeper symbolic meanings, that reflects life underlying principles, right? For example, seeing the number 1111 on the clock might seem like a coincidence, but for someone attuned to numerology, like all of us is, that shit ain't gonna be just enough. We like, okay, that shit trying to tell us something. I'll admit it do look crazy to like regular minded people who just really like completely like logical and practical. They looking at it, they looking at us like y'all some damn idiots. The whole time this ain't for them. If you see it, it's because you're supposed to see it. If you understand, it's because you're supposed to understand. Everybody's not. It's a occult science, like I was saying. So now you got to remember, like we might see it, like it might represent like a spiritual awakening or reminding of the connection between the physical and spiritual worlds, right? So numerology works in this way by attaching, about symbolic meanings to the numbers. We begin to understand life's patterns and synchronicities, allowing us to better align ourselves with the flow of existence, right? And the best way to really understand what numbers is, y'all, you got to remember, y'all, listen, um, um, go by the planet ruler. Look up the planet rulers. That's how you really understand like the actual numbers. And I got a whole video series coming, right? So now, from a philosophical perspective, right, the numbers are much more than just, I'm talking about, oh, fuck, I meant qualities. No, damn, fuck, because I don't know, this shit threw me off, right? Fuck it, y'all get what I'm trying to say, right? So you gotta remember, y'all, listen, that represent forces of nature, right? So aspect of the self and universal principles, right? So now, look at what these numbers embody, right? Like one. represents primordial source, right? You know what I'm talking about? And the principle of unity, right? Highlighting the oneness of existence, right? Now, some people might say, well, Kain, the zero can. Yeah, the zero can, right? But the zero is still a number, right? It's still a single digit, right? And they come before one. And it's a, oh, so it's, you could say it's the ultimate unifying thing where everything come from. But I think y'all understand where I'm, because I just realized what the fuck I tied. I think y'all kind of understand the direction I'm trying to go in and shit. Two represents the duality and tension, you know what I'm talking about, inherent in creation, right? Where opposites such as light, dark, masculine, and feminine must coexist and complement each other, right? Real shit. Three symbolizes the divine creative expression manifesting as the harmony between spirit, mind, and body, right? So now these archetypes, you know what I'm talking about, are not just abstract ideas. They are considered forces that shape our inner lives and external experiences. As we encounter these numbers and their energies, they reflect and influence growth, development on physical, emotional, and spiritual levels, right? Thus, numerology acts as a guide to understanding the archetypical forces within us, right? Allowing us to align ourselves with greater cosmic and personal purpose, right? That's what I'm saying. I listen. I want y'all to understand, y'all, just to play. For real, y'all think these people just sat around and really just made all of this shit just to play? You think for real? Just really think about that. That's something don't even that don't even sound right. It's a lot of people think motherfuckers just sitting around just making shit up. A lot of people do make shit up. I ain't gonna cap nowadays. But when it comes to the ancient shit, a lot of people make shit. They didn't really make too much of shit from what it seems like. The reason why I know, as far as these studies, because you can practically apply them to see how they work in people's lives. Shit, shit. Is what it is, right? Now, hold up. Now, numerology in the path to self understanding, right? So now on a more personal level, right? Numerology can offer a path to self awareness and personal growth. And now for those of y'all who don't know, that's what these life path numbers are called, right? I'm gonna make a separate video about the specific life path numbers. And I'm gonna have one for every one of them with some good ass examples. Now, philosophically, the belief in numerology suggests that we are each born, you know what I'm talking about, with a specific energetic signature, right? Like what is the representation of this person's core? You know what I'm talking about? You got the life path, you got the soul desire, the personality number, all this shit, right? So now, um, our birth date, name, and other personal factors create a unique pattern that aligns us with particular energies and traits, right? So understanding our numerology is a way of learning about our life's purpose, challenges, and opportunities, right? So in this sense, numerology can be seen as a tool for introspection that helps us understand the forces that drive us, right? Remember, like I said, you probably said, but Kain, you an astrology person. Numerology and astrology is connected. I mean, like, what the hell? Let's just skip over this part, whatever. Damn, I be typing so damn fast. The idea of divine geometry and sacred numbers, right? So, what y'all gotta understand, y'all. Listen, the ancient idea that the universe is a divine geometric structure finds expression in numerology. Philosophers like Pythagoras, you know what I'm talking about, where Pythagoras believed that the universe was built upon mathematical principles, which I 100% could agree. It seems like everything is coded. I'm just keeping that shit above. So, and the numbers are the language of the cosmos, right? So, in this view, numerology is a exploration of the sacred geometry that underpins all of life. Real shit. I'm saying, listen. So you gotta remember, y'all. Listen. Anything that's a shape is geometrical, basically. Shit. I mean, damn near. I mean, if we just being for real. You see up over here, where y'all see up over here, right here and shit, where they got the planets and shit. I'm telling y'all, man. Listen. All this shit is sacred geometry, right? Listen. Look at these websites. How to find the numerology easy. Let's take a look at that shit. It's plenty of shit. Listen, we all on these websites doing y'all research. Please know how to do your research. Please know how to do your research. Like, look at this shit. How to find the life path number, right? So now, what it say? The life path number is the most important, right? It is derived from your birthday and reveals your life's purpose, right? So listen, y'all see how you write your birthday down? August 15th, 1990, right? So cut your birthday down to a single digit for each component day of the day, 1 plus 5. So if a motherfucker born on the 15th day, then you make that 1 plus that 5. If this was the 18th, they would make 1 plus 8. If this was the 26th, they would make 2 plus 6, right? And whatever equal out, they keep it right there on the side. The month, right? 0 plus 8. Why? Because they was born in August, right? So if you was born in November, you'll put that's 11th month. You'll put 11. You'll put 1 plus 1 right here. Then the year 19. I think y'all kind of really get the gist of how we go on and so forth and shit. Real talk. So y'all listen. It's so man, listen, it's so much shit. It's so much shit to cover over and shit. This numerology is extremely serious. It's just as serious as astrology. However, I do prefer astrology way more, but numerology, I'm not finna downplay it. I ain't gonna cap. I ain't finna downplay that shit at all. Hold on, look what they saying. Let's see what they saying right here. I want to see what they saying really quick. Benefits of numerology. I don't want to read all this shit. I just want to look at the benefits, right? Help in making right decisions, right? Oh, I'm not trying to consult your ass. Numerology can help make the right choices in life. Yep, help improving your relationships, help figuring out who you are, help defining your opportunities, helping improving your life. Real shit, right? I'm telling y'all this, man. Y'all better wise up and listen. Stop playing with shit and understand that this shit is very serious, right? So, you got to remember. So now the numbers that we encounter in life, whether they appear in pattern, on some dates or personal numerology, are seen as reflections of the sacred geometry of existence. The way the numbers repeat in our lives or the patterns they form can be seen as subtle reminders of the underlying order and intelligence of the universe, right? By recognizing these numbers, we are tapping into a deeper understanding of the natural world and our place in it. Now, the last one, numerology and cosmic timing. From a philosophical standpoint, numerology also ties to the concept of cosmic timing. The idea that there are cycles, rhythms, patterns. You know how y'all would like, listen, it was the right time. I looked at the clock. I heard this important message, and it say 11:11, it say 555, it say 1 2 3 4 7 7 7. This angel number, whatever. Hell yeah, right? Rhythms, cycles, patterns, right? Especially when you have like these strong intuitive insights, right? These intuitive epiphanies, real shit. Um, so much like how the seasons change or how the moon cycles go through its phases, right? So now the numbers that are oh shit. Need them damn water. The numbers that govern our life unfold in phases, right? So now these cycles influence over, what I'm talking about, the timing of our experience, right? What I'm talking about, relationships and life events. Telling y'all listen. Y'all better stop playing with this numerology shit. Y'all better stop playing this astrology shit. Y'all better get on this shit and start learning, start trying to really figure out who you are and what you, man, come on. But I'm telling you this, when y'all looking at these videos, take everything with a grain of salt. Take everything with a grain of salt and read multiple people view. Try to find the oldest sources that date back to like the 1800s or like the early 1900s. Try to get the oldest source material possible that you can. For real, and try to get it checked by the computer or whatever the fuck y'all got to do, because you want to make sure that you out here saying the right shit. And if you not, you don't want to be accidentally misleading people the wrong way because you interpreting something incorrectly. Real shit. So yes, y'all listen. I just want to put this shit out there. Y'all know if y'all want y'all birth chart and shit read, y'all know where to come at.